Welcome back to our coverage of this PGA Tour event, already in progress. The action on the first hole. Let's get into it. The old hammerhands putt. Oh, a 9-foot chance here.
This is important. Big par putt here.
So it'll be a par to start their round.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
Going with the hybrid. Fingers crossed for a good kick to the left. This would be a great up and down. You're kidding me. Did he hold that? And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. That shot so good, we need to have another look.
Oh yeah, look at those hands. What a chip shot.
And a very familiar sight. Tiger Woods on top of the leaderboard. And the third hole here at Old Marina Golf Club looks very familiar, Rich. Par 4, playing 444 yards.
Luke, if you're a fan of Pebble Beach Golf Links, you're absolutely going to love this hole. Just 444 yards from the back tees. Driver really isn't necessary, as there is out of bounds over on the right-hand side that comes into play in a hurry. Just avoid the bunkers on the left-hand side. Find the fairway. Second shot plays slightly uphill. It actually looks like an infinite edge pool. It's really difficult to judge distance control with that second shot. Still a great hole, one that you dearly love to make birdie on.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks right now. Currently 1 under for the day. Oh, exciting times on the tee of a par 5. Well, this is what you call an underdog. But the PGA Tour, we've seen plenty of those underdogs get up and win. Do you think this player's got what it takes?
The PGA Tour is full of underdogs that can flat out play, Luke. This is just another one of those scenarios. This player is someone to watch.
Oh, that was a touch of class. Wouldn't mind seeing that again.
This shot was absolutely perfect. Looks just as nice on the second viewing.
Trailing by a couple of strokes now. Teeing off here at the 5th. A tad wayward, but still on the surface. Oh, he's up, Tiger. Oh, just missed. Putting for a bogey. Didn't quite judge the speed on that one. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. And coming off a double bogey, you'd imagine their heads down a bit. Time to just clear that from the mind. That was a little untidy, wasn't it?
This one headed left.
It's a little wayward.
Not easy to find the green coming out of the rough.
And this would be a great par putt if he can make this. That'll affect the scorecard. And this one will be for bogey. Sitting at 1 over for the event. Let's see what happens here on the 7th. That's nicely done. Going with the 5-wood. And this player's really going after it here, Rich.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
And this putt to move into the top 20. Well, that's a mistake. Tough to leave that short.
Can't believe he did that. That drives you bonkers as a player.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. Let's see what happens here at the 8th. Opting for the 5-wood. Oh, this would be handy if he could bounce right. Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing.
Already had a few birdies today. Another opportunity for another one. Let's take a look.
Just taking a look at this one, Rich. Do you think it's makeable?
I really can't say I'm a fan of their chances on this one, Luke, but I tell you what, I've been wrong once before.
Currently at +1 for the tournament.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
Where did that come from? That's not his style. And that shot back in the fairway. And that was a bit of a misfire.
And coming up well short.
This putt was about 8 feet. That was a gallant attempt. This next putt for double bogey. One wheat bix too many, I think. Oh. All right, Rich, we've made the turn now into the final 9. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, this has been entertaining so far, hasn't it? The players behind their rival at the turn, but that's just temporarily. They got 9 more holes to go, some good opportunities on the back 9 to catch them. Let's see how this all ends up.
Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface. Not sure if they understood the lie of the land there, Rich. Oh, so close. And this one is for bogey. And now to Bubba Watson.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. And a little slide down the leaderboard happening. Make sure you respond quickly. Always the toughest hole in the game. A long par 4. A chance to go under par here if you can just keep the bogeys off the card. Well, that's a handy shot. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Yeah, not a bad shot, that one. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
The old-fashioned hammer hands. That'll ruin any putter's stats. And that's a couple of bogeys on the bounce, I'm afraid.
You're making one bad mistake with another, compounding it, not good.
Going with the 6-iron here. Second shot here on the 12th. Straight out of the top drawer.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
That's not what he had hoped for, I'm pretty sure of that. This is from miles away.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
There's 17 feet remaining to the hole. In she goes. Let's head to the next. And now to Bubba Watson.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And all of them are chasing Tiger once again as we move to the next. All right, getting into our final stretch. Time to tee off here at the 14th. Rich, considering everything that's been said about the great Tiger Woods throughout his entire career, it almost seems superfluous to add anything more to it. But what that man has meant to the game and again, to people like yourself who have gone on to win major championships as well.
Yeah, I would think what Tiger has brought to the game is just he changed the perception of the game as it being kind of an old man sport, and all of a sudden he's out there winning and fist pumping and getting the crowds fired up and everybody into the game. It just kind of changed the entire complexion of it. No longer do you have these old guys that are dressed poorly with big beer bellies, and all of a sudden, you know, you got guys that are young and wearing these tight-fitting clothes, going into the gym and treating it more like a business instead of just a sport. He really changed the entire dynamic of the game, the landscape of what it takes to become a great player. And You know, everybody else was just kind of sitting there in awe going, well, how does he do this? Well, it's almost like he had a plan, a master plan to go out there and listen, I'm going to dominate by being physically better, mentally better, and I'm just going to steamroll these guys. And when he first started doing that, everybody's kind of looking back going, okay, he's taking this seriously. Maybe I need to start taking it seriously too, right? So it's just one of those things that came along that nobody knew what to really expect of him. But he told us right away, listen, I expect to win every single week out there, and sure enough, that's what he did.
Was that a rush of blood? Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
And after that effort, that's how it looks. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. Well, Rich, don't know about you, but my eyes are wide open standing here on the 17th tee of...
Is going to be salivating to get here. This could be the easiest hole by a long shot on this golf course. The fairway, massive, most generous fairway out here. Second shot, a little bit uphill, but let's face it, just 506 yards, slightly uphill. I promise you, every player in this field is thinking eagle and nothing but.
9 feet to the cup. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Okay, so that finishes that hole. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. This hole is a par 4, and it's a pretty lengthy one at that. Oh, you see that one bouncing around the branches like a pinball machine? That's the right option. Put it back in play. That was a bit of a miscue.
Not taking enough club to get it there.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Setting up this putt 10 feet from the cup.
And that will do it. His work is done here. Well, Rich, I think it's fair to say that this player struggled with their game this week.
Luke, not the performance they were looking for this week, but I got to say, there's some really good stuff in there that I like. It was really fun to watch.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.